All right, this is One Last Midnight, and welcome back to another episode of Astroneer. So, some video, I don't remember what video it was, but I made this comment, if I had one Astroneer wish, and that kind of just snowballed into a bunch of stuff. A bunch of people left comments in that video saying, this is my wish, and I would like to see this, and so I decided a month ago to turn around and put in the Discord a section in there that you guys can put your wishes in. So this video is a compilation of everybody's wishes. I hope you enjoy. Okay, wish number one, and this was submitted by me. Fix all of your defects. Now, I realize that you're working on it. You're working on the showstopper defects. You're working on performance defects. But what I would really like to see is you just stop all future content and work solely as the entire engineering team on just fixing any existing defect and give yourself a nice solid base before you start introducing new functionality into the game. Number two, fix usability issues. Now, I understand this is a huge challenge because you've taken on two completely different platforms. So you have some sort of selection functionality that you're using to cross both of these platforms, but it's not really working. There should be no reason why I have to click 10 times to cycle through my backpack or to cycle through any of the other printer options. I think that at this point in time, you might need to reevaluate how your interface is working with specific platforms. Maybe there is some code base that allows for different selection functionality if you're on a keyboard and mouse driven scenario as opposed to a controller driven scenario. There are some usability issues that really need to be taken care of, and I'd love to see that be addressed. All right, number three, difficulty settings. The game has to have some sort of difficulty settings. Astroneer right now is just way too easy. So my concept is, easy is the current settings, where normal, hard, and expert modes would be some sort of reduction of research values or research time or crafting byte cost or reduce the amount of resources, reduce power production, increase hazard, something along those lines to help make the game more difficult. And then also stretch it out a little bit more, because right now it is just too easy to finish the game extremely quickly. Okay, number four, crafting complexity. I think there is an abundance amount of resources on every planet, right? And so why isn't crafting reflecting the amount of resources that are available? Currently, right now, we can build an item with 1, 2, 3, 4 resources. Why not a ton of resources? And so how would you achieve that? Let's say you keep the printers exactly the way that they are, so you don't have to change that mechanism. But how about adding a building that would allow you to compress items? Like, I'm thinking a cross between the trade platform and the chemistry lab, where you can stick a bunch of resources on top, let's say up to 8 resources, and you can compress those resources down, which is something that could be used in some sort of crafting recipe. So that's my kind of concept for difficulty. If you're going to keep the same printing mechanism and not expand that out to allow more resources to be able to craft an item, why don't we have an introduction of something that can compress and make a new resource, a compressed resource, that would then turn around and be used in a crafting item. I don't know. I'm just spitballing that, but that's kind of my concept of it. Number 5, first person mode when driving, and especially with drilling. This was reported by Bharm and several others, Keebler-Ork and Cypress and Blue Flower Dawn. Many others have wanted this. And I completely understand, because currently right now, when you have the drill on and you happen to have other things attached to your vehicle, let's say storage or even like a base building piece, it is extremely hard to see the reticle for the drill and be able to keep it level. And you can't even angle your camera, because eventually your camera will wind up shifting back to that forward position if you're driving forward. So there needs to be some sort of change to either how the drill is set or better yet, give us a first person perspective. Number 6, save only. So in the menu options, there are 2 options for save, exit to main menu, and save and quit. But there is no option to just save. There should be an option to just save. I would think that this would cost very little in development time to give us an additional menu option, which is just save. And the scenario is I wander away from my base. I don't have a vehicle. I don't have a seat. And I'm gone for a very long time. And with the game blowing up the way that it is, it'd be nice to be able to hit that save whenever I want to hit that save. Either that, if you want to give a fully immersive experience to it, then give us some sort of item that we can craft, like let's say a save stone. I don't know, a save beacon, something that we can craft, put on the ground, or interact with to allow us to be able to save. That was also submitted by Bharm. Number 7, NPCs. So Bill and Viva would really like to have NPCs in the game, and why not? I'd like to have NPCs too. I mean, why not have a concept of like Bob's shop, where I could go to Bob and purchase something with bytes that might not be available on any planet. Like, so let's say some sort of resource, or maybe an additional blueprint or something. I don't know. But the idea of NPCs is very attractive. Space cannot be this lonely. I mean, there's got to be somebody else in space, right? All right. So number 8. Prefab buildings or interior to buildings. And I totally agree. This was reported by Voyager and Bricktown. And I like the concept. You know, there are other survival games out there. Ark, I hate to say it, No Man's Sky, several other games out there already that have some sort of base building component. And it would be great to have a base building component inside of Astroneer. All right, number 9, reported by Nerd Too Late, more backpack space. Oh God, please. Yes, and yes, and yes, and yes, because it is so difficult. When you start adding oxygen tanks, when you start adding in tools, when you start adding all that stuff, your backpack space goes down to maybe 4. You know, it is so tough to manage personal space in the game. Please, more backpack space. Number 10, reported by Porky, more and varied power solutions. So you go looking on the internet and you'll find all kinds of creative designs for solar power, tree looking ones and, cone looking ones. Same with wind power, more varied wind power structures, large, small, different designs, different shapes. I would think that the mechanism is in place for power right now. Okay, you'd have to tweak some values maybe. Maybe they add more values. I don't even care if they have the same values as the current wind turbine and solar power. What I would like is more models, so I don't have to look at the same one over and over again. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It is a very small portion of the list of wishes that I got, and I think this is going to continue on to at least another video, and then maybe even possibly a 3rd and 4th. I don't know. I have no idea. There are a lot of them. So at any rate, I hope you guys liked the video. Hit that like button if you liked it, and if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. We'd love to have you in the community. If you want to follow me on any of my social media, the links are in the description below. All right, thanks a lot. Bye-bye.